Hi friends, it's Rosie, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a juicy, picture-perfect turkey without a brine and without injections. The exact measurements are at iHeartRecipes.com. Okay, so I'm starting off with my turkey here. I'm using a Genio turkey this year. No, that is not sponsored. It was what I found at the store. So I'm going to open up my turkey, or should I say unwrap it, and I'm going to get rid of everything in the cavity. I'm not really going to get rid of it. I actually use it for gravy later on, but we don't want to bake the turkey with the stuff in the cavity. So just set all that stuff to the side. And I also got rid of that plastic thing that's always on the tail and legs. And here is the tail. Now some people bake their turkeys with the tail. I don't. I actually remove the tail, and I will use that for my gravy as well. So now I'm ready to rinse my turkey. I'm going to get rid of this thing here. Before I cleaned my turkey in my sink, I did wash the sink out with bleach, ammonia, and all that other good stuff. So my sink is nice and clean prior to placing the turkey in there. And after I'm done rinsing and cleaning out my turkey, I'm going to do a walk around. I'm going to just remove all the excess skin and excess fat. And now I'm ready for my next step, which will be pat drying my turkey. And once I'm done with that, I'm just going to set my turkey to the side. And now I'm ready to make my turkey butter. Now, if you've been watching me for a couple of years, you know I've been making this turkey butter for almost forever. So you're just going to start off with some butter. My butter is salted. And now I'm going to sprinkle in some spices and seasonings. I have some ground sage, some onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and some other spices that can be found on my blog, iHeartRecipes.com. So once everything is in that bowl, you're just going to grab a handheld mixer or whatever else works for you, and you're just going to whip this butter up until it's nice and creamy and everything is well incorporated. So now let's set that to the side. And what we need to do now is loosen up the skin on the turkey. I'm using a plastic utensil, which is my spatula, and I'm going to use my hands to just make sure my hands can fit in there. Because, you know, later on I will need to get the butter, put it on my hands, and, well, you'll see. So here's the butter. I'm going to actually just use half of the butter mixture, and then we'll set the other butter to the side. Don't double dip. You don't want to cross-contaminate. So I put some butter on my hands, and now I'm massaging the butter underneath the skin, and I'm just rubbing all over the meat, okay? So you want to do that all over the turkey and inside the cavity. So once we're done with that, we're going to head over to our chopping board. On my chopping board, I have a bunch of goodies. I have celery, apples, thyme. I have a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff isn't even being shown right now. But we want to make sure that everything is nicely washed before we use it. So I chopped up the onions and some garlic, some apples, oranges, parsley, and I'm going to stuff my turkey with it. That's going to add flavor, and it's also going to prevent the turkey from caving in while it bakes, okay? So look how much I actually stuffed in there. It took some time and patience, but I did it. So now I'm going to tie the legs with some butcher string, and I didn't do anything special. Don't forget, if you have not already, please give this video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. And with the remaining butter, remember, we only used half of it earlier. We're going to paint our turkey with that butter. Now I know it sounds greedy, it sounds fat, but you know what? It is good, and it's a holiday, so we're gonna do it. So paint that turkey, and I put it on my little rack here, and now I'm going to set this to the side. I'm going to grab my roaster pan, and I'm going to toss all of my leftover veggies that I sliced up earlier because they couldn't fit into the turkey. So I still have some apples, oranges, carrots, lemon, sage, parsley. I have a bunch of things, and that's going to add so much flavor. I'm also going to use some red onions because I had them on hand, but you don't have to use those. And now we're going to place our turkey in there, and when the turkey bakes, all the drippings is going to fall down, add to that the mixture to the bottom, and you can just use that to baste your turkey. So now we're going to place the turkey in the oven on 350 Fahrenheit for 1 hour and 30 minutes. As you can see, it is uncovered. After that time frame, we're going to remove the turkey out of the oven, and we are going to baste it. Remember, all of that juice at the bottom is nice and flavorful, so don't forget to baste the turkey, okay? That is necessary. So now we're going to cover this and bake it for an additional 2 hours. Remove your turkey from the oven, and we're just going to baste and brush that turkey with the juices at the bottom of that roaster. So once you're done doing that, cover up your turkey and let it rest for at least 1 hour, okay? After that 1 hour, I just paint it with the juices that are still at the bottom of the dish. And now I am ready to serve. So before I serve it, I want my platter to look nice and pretty because it is a holiday. I just use stuff that I already have in my fridge, which are those apples, oranges, lemon, and parsley that I already had. I put a bowl of cranberry sauce in front of the turkey, and that is it. Really, really easy, guys. Definitely give this recipe a try and tell me what you think. And I can't forget to show you how juicy it was. Here is the thigh, which is my favorite part of the turkey. And look at the white meat. It is just as juicy. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Visit me every Sunday and Wednesdays for new video uploads here on YouTube. And subscribe to me if you haven't already.